You guys ready? This is my pre-trip end cap. First, as soon as my butt hits the seat, putting on my seat belt. My seat belt is securely mounted on all three sides, top, bottom, and it buckles and unbuckles as it should. Securely mounted, not worn, torn, or frayed, not missing any hardware, and it is adjusted to me. Next are my 3 pieces of emergency equipment, my fire extinguisher, my 3 reflective triangles, and my fuses. My extra fuses are all securely mounted, not cracked, bent, and broken, not missing any hardware. The fire extinguisher is charged to the green with the pin inserted. If you want to, you can tell them it's an ABC or a BC10. Next, I will go into my safe start. I don't go any further until I go into my safe start. My foot is lightly on the brake. Turn the key to the on position. Where my gauges cycle, my ABS lights come on and they turn off. I now start the vehicle. Hold my hand by the key for 5 seconds. I'm waiting for that oil to rise between 20 and 40 psi. If it doesn't, I'll immediately shut the truck off to prevent catastrophic engine failure or engine failure. Now my truck is running. I can go into, I work my way, my outside, working my way to the inside. I've got 7 mirrors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. They are all securely mounted, not cracked, bent, and broken, not missing any hardware. They are clean and clear of debris, and they are adjusted to me. My windows, securely mounted, not cracked, bent, and broken, not missing any hardware, clean and clear of debris, and they do operate as they should. My windshield is securely mounted, not cracked, bent, or broken, not missing any hardware. No illegal stickers or anything that could obstruct my view. Dropping down from there to my windshield wipers, securely mounted, not cracked, bent, or broken, not missing any hardware. And blades, the blades are securely mounted. They are not worn, torn, or frayed. They're not dry rotted. They're not missing any hardware. And they do have proper tension against the windshield. And I do have window washer fluid. So you got to show that they do operate and you do have fluid. I'm dropping down from there right in front of me to my panel. All of my gauges are securely mounted, not cracked, bent, or broken, not missing any hardware. My oil should be between 20 and 40. My water temperature should be between 170 and 210. My voltmeter, which doesn't read on this LED screen, but it should be between 12 and 14. I have enough fuel to get to my next destination or fuel stop. And my primary and my secondary air should be between 120 and 140. 120 and 125 is also acceptable, and my gauges are all operating as they should. Moving down again, left all the way to the right, my headlights, all of my lights are securely mounted, not cracked, bent, or broken, not missing any hardware. My low beams, my high beams, my left turn signal, my right turn signal, and my 4-way flashers all operate as they should. Moving all the way to the right to my heat and defrost, I put it on the guy with the windshield and the legs. All the way to the right, checking high, checking low. All of my knobs here securely mounted, not cracked, bent, and broken, not missing any hardware, and my heat and defrost operate as it should. That brings me back to the center of my 20-inch steering wheel. No more than 2 inches of free play. My steering wheel is securely mounted, not cracked, bent, and broken, not missing any hardware. I've got my city horn, my air horn, both securely mounted, not cracked, bent, or broken, not missing any hardware. I only need one to be legal on the highway or on the road. That brings me to my 4-step brake test. My air is where it should be. Engine off, key on. I know the key is in the on position because my gauges have cycled, my lights have come on and gone off, and my air gauges are sitting, both my primary and secondary are between 120 and 140. If they were sitting at 0, I'm not in the on position. If I didn't see the lights come on and the gauges cycle, I'm not in the on position. I will release both brake valves. I should lose no more than 3 psi within 60 seconds after initial air loss. Waiting for that initial air loss, which is what you hear right now. Examiner, please time me. Now I'm rushing it just a little bit, but she'll settle around 98. Some trucks will set right at 100, some at 98. Examiner, please time me. They will time you for 60 seconds. Step 2, I will apply 90 pounds of pressure onto the brake pedal and hold it. Actually, you should say, I will push the brake pedal to the floor and hold it. Don't say the 90 pounds of pressure. I will push the brake pedal to the floor and hold it. I should lose no more than 4 psi within 60 seconds after initial air loss. I do that now. Examiner, please time me. I will hold that brake pedal for the whole 60 seconds. Once they say 60 seconds is up, I release the brake pedal. Next, step 3, I will fan my brakes to around 60 psi, at which point my low air indicator should come on, a red warning light and a buzzer indicating low air pressure. So I'm fanning. There's my low air, there's my warning light and my low air pressure right now. Alright, step 4, the final step. I will continue to fan my brakes to between 40 and 20 psi, at which point both my brake valves should pop out. If they don't pop out, I'm going to fan all the way down to 0 and ask for a restart, which means I would have to rebuild the air and start the brake test all over. I'm watching those brake valves. I'm not reaching for them or touching them. That is an auto fail. Patiently waiting, and they both popped. Sometimes one will pop and you have to continue fanning until the second one pops. So just be aware of that. Next, I will do my second safe start to rebuild my air for my tug test. Now keep in mind, you guys will be chalked for your pre-trip. Foot is lightly on the brake. Start the vehicle. Examiner, I'm going to accelerate my RPMs to 1400 to rebuild my air. Once I've rebuilt my air, I would like to remove my chalk and put it in the sidebar. I'm watching my gauges, waiting for them to rise to the proper level. I'm also listening for that cutoff valve. That will let me know that the tanks are full. You can be thinking, is there anything that I want to talk to the instructor about or the examiner taking back through that I may have forgotten to mention on the outside of the truck or maybe even on the inside? Until you say I'm done with my pre-trip, I'm ready to move on to the yard, you can bring up anything on the truck that you forgot to talk about. Examiner, next I would like to perform my tug test. I would like to check my trailer brakes by pushing in my tractor. It's always the opposite. Red is my trailer, yellow is my tractor. I put it in gear or in D and give it a pull, and I should not move, and I did not move. All right, next I would like to check my tractor brakes by pushing in my trailer. I put it in D, and I'll feel a rise in the truck here, and I should not move, and I did not move. The final test is the rolling service brake test. The service brake is the one that you use all the time. I'm going to go ahead and release both brakes, put it in gear, holding my hands or cradling the steering wheel. I'm not touching the steering wheel, I'm just having them on my lap here. And I'm going to pull it straight forward about 10 feet, come to a nice stop, but I'm going to give it some acceleration. And I should stop in a straight line when I brake. All right? If I had pulled to the right or to the left, that could have indicated I've got an inflation issue, a brake alignment issue, a suspension issue, a shift in my load. So there's any number of things that could have been an issue. The whole point is, when I brake, I should stop in a straight line, and we did so. And that completes my end cap. Has anybody got any questions? Nope. All right. Who's ready to drive?